off. I think it was around off, holding him up, and Cantrell knocked him down somewhere around the 13. Third down and 8. Third and 8.5. Beech trying to score 25-0. I guess there's about 2 minutes. Tommy, you might ask John if they're coming to the sideline here in a minute and telling the Beeches, or how much time is to go in the third quarter. It's third down and 8. Bootleg this away, looking for a pass. Throws it in, incomplete, almost intercepted by Jade Sellers. So it's fourth down and 8. Somewhere in the third quarter, somewhere in Hendersonville.
Let me check with John, see what he's got. John, you got any idea how much time we've got left in the third period?
Here, Tom, we're keeping it here on the sideline for the coaching staff, and so it's going to be a timeout, Beech.
Parker, and I'm Tina Reeves, and we're at Piggly Wiggly with Mr. Odell Bain to make a small presentation. On behalf of the Blue Devil Booster Club, LHS cheerleaders, coaches, players, and fans, we'd like to say thank you for your support and also present to you a souvenir stadium cushion as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much. This is just a small part that we can do for the Lebanon Blue Devils.
Back at Beech High School, and Lebanon leads 25-0 as we're back at Beech High School. Beech has got a fourth down and 8. They've got to go, I think, to the 5, and they're on the 13. They got to go to the 5. They huddle with their coach on the side, and now they're out there. And the wind just keeps getting colder and colder. Up to the line. They got a slot right wing tee. Lebanon up in a 5-man front, send that slot man in motion. Take it, bootleg it out here to the left, and they look, and he's got running room, but he threw it in the end zone. Touchdown, Beech. Beech's quarterback threw it in the end zone and scored as he hit his wide receiver, Davenport, and Beech has scored, and it's 25-6.
They ran Davenport in motion across the formation and just got him loose in the end zone for the touchdown, as Harris with the completion. Now deep in the third period, in to attempt the PAT will be Jason Kaufman, K-A-U-F-F-M-A-N, Kaufman, for the Buccaneers of Beech.
Before they do that, we'll have a little discussion with the referees. Now, what could this be about? It's a touchdown, but we're going to have to freeze a little longer. So they move out of the way and let him kick it. Beech comes forward, kicks it up there, and I think it's good. It is. 25-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
And I'm Heather Sewell, and we are here at TRW Commercial Steering with Mr. Jim Mills and Mr. Ken Caldwell to present to you a small presentation. On behalf of the Blue Devil Booster Club, LHS cheerleaders, coaches, players, and fans, we would like to say thank you for your support and present to you a souvenir stadium cushion as a token of our appreciation.
Well, thank you. And on behalf of TRW, I'd like to wish the Blue Devils the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Beech gets on the board late in the third quarter as Nathan Davenport receives a 14-yard touchdown pass from Michael Harris as Beech goes 80 yards in 12 plays. Jason Kaufman with the extra point. Again, late in the third quarter, Lebanon leading Beech now 25-7.
Beech will kick off 25-7. Kicking off is Bounds. Brian Bounds kicks off. Sellers is deep. Stands on the 5. The wind behind his back. And the kick is to Sellers, taken on the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, up to the 32-yard line. Jade Sellers returns that kickoff. That must have been the end of the third quarter, was it, Terry? Because they kicked it toward, they were supposed to go the other way and kick it. That must have been the end of the third quarter on that final play. Is that right, folks? Because they kicked off with the wind behind their back.
I guess you're right, Bruce.
I guess we're in the fourth quarter. We don't know.
We are now in the fourth, so
Lebanon's going into the wind, so that last play was the final play of the third quarter. It's Lebanon ball. We're in the fourth quarter. Nobody informed us of that. Let Sellers fumble. I think Beech got it. Beech has covered a fumble. Sellers fumbled it. Beech has it. We're in the fourth quarter. Now Lebanon's got to really dig in here and stop them. It's 25-6. This thing's not over with yet. But yes, it's in the fourth quarter because they changed fields, and now Beech is going toward with a wind behind their back. They picked the fumble from Jay Sellers, and they've got it on the 33.
That was Terry Owens, senior defensive end of the Buccaneers, coming up with that fumble. Lebanon's Terry, I believe that's our first turnover of the night.
First turnover of the night for Lebanon. Beech with 2. They've thrown 2 interceptions and also lost a fumble.
And the clock is working again, by the way, folks. 10:59 to go in the game. Inside trap all the way down to the 20. Fumble. It's rolling down to the 15, and Mo Thompson recovered it somewhere around the 12. So Beech fumbled it right back to us. We've got it on the 11 or 12-yard line, I think, as the clock is working again now with 10:46 to play, and it's in the fourth quarter. Lebanon leads 25-7. Fumble by who, Terry?
Bruce, that was Corlew on the fumble. It looked like who? Mo Thompson with the recovery. Lebanon first down on their 11.
Lebanon takes over on their 11. Triplett still the quarterback. Takes the ball, back to pass, looks, throws, over the middle, incomplete. Mo Thompson was trying to be the receiver. Horsley was right there on top of him, incomplete. And it's second down and 10 as we're throwing into a strong wind. And it's really, seems like it's really picked up more than ever now. Probably 20, 25 miles an hour out of the north. Lebanon 25, Beech 7.
And Bruce, it looks like that last fumble has sent our little cheering section onto the house.
Or you did. 25-7, I set. They take the ball and run it straight up the middle. Cantrell, 5, 10, 15 yards all the way to the 26-yard line. Big Tony Cantrell. He's had a pretty good night on offense. He's had a great night on defense.
Terry, what about Tony on tonight running the football?
Tommy, 6 carries, 57 yards. He got 15 on that. Another Lebanon first down.
Ball is up on the 26.5-yard line. And a lot of people are still staying for Lebanon. They may be froze or their seats. 26. They take it, run the opposite, pitch it back. Here comes Sellers. Sellers outside on the 40, being pulled down on the 31 instead of the 40. It's a 31. Sellers got pulled down on the 31. They got that guy that can still blow the horn, okay?
Bruce, good play by the secondary by Beech, a freshman coming up and making that play. Eugene Shaw leading the way for the Beech tacklers as Beech apparently going to get some of the younger guys into the football game. Of course, they dress their freshmen as part of their varsity football operation.
We give Sellers 4 on the carry, 2nd and 6. Take it, run the option again, pitch it outside of Sellers. He cuts it back in, looks for room, can't find any, and he'll be knocked down for a loss back on the 29. He lost 2. It's 3rd down and 8. We're running the option again. We pitch it back to Sellers. Actually, I think they're going to spot it right on the 30. He lost a yard. It's 3rd and 7.
Coach Bedley signaling the plays in from the sideline to Greg Triplett. Now we don't have the benefit of Charlie Moss to run the plays in and out, and apparently Coach going to go with Tony Cantrell at fullback a lot during this series.
Clock runs, and it says 8:34 in the fourth quarter. Lebanon needs 7 yards. Back to pass, run a draw up the middle. Sellers twists and turns and tries to get yardage, but he won't, and he'll get knocked down. He almost fumbled back on about the 23-yard line. He lost more yardage, and we got to punt now into a wind.
Bo Grissom dropping into punt formation. Deep to return for the Buccaneers, sophomore Eric Jorgensen.
And you've got to watch that man coming up the middle. He blocked 3 on Mount Juliet. He would have had a block on us, and Bo sidestepped him, but here's look and see if they send him right up the middle again. Bo stands on the 10. We send Job over to the right. Long count. Snap is back. Nobody got through that time. High punt into that wind. Fair catch dropped, rolled around. Who got it? Give it to the Devils. On the 43-yard line. Covered, I think, by Jody Atwood. On the 43, we'll check that. Bo Grissom punted it high. They called for a fair catch and dropped it. Terry, not a long punt.
Not a long punt, Bruce, but very high from the Lebanon 23. There was a fair catch attempt at the 45. He dropped it. Lebanon picked it up. I'm not sure who got the fumble, Tommy. Did you catch the fumble?
I'm going to have to check with John. Let's say Atwood tentatively, and we'll try to get confirmation from John down on the field.
Lebanon comes out of the huddle and up to the line with 2 wideouts to the left and 1 to the right, and an eye set. Triplett takes the ball. Hot pass up in the air, intercepted. Caught on about the 48, back across the 50 and down to the 45. That ball got tipped on the line of scrimmage, and it got picked off by Michael Paul Harris, and he returned it back to the 45.
Steve Malone was eagle eye for us here on that recovery. Scott Haston came away with the recovery for the Blue Devils. Haston on that recovery, but that's for nothing now as the turnover gives it back to Beech.
So Haston recovered the fumble on the punt, and now we turn it back over on an interception, and now they run. Hendersonville runs it up the middle and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Barely might have lost a foot. It's going to be 2nd and 10 and a half. On a long, long night. That first half went over an hour. 6 minutes to play in this football game. 25-7. Lebanon trying to go 9-1 and close out the regular season. Next week they've got either Soddy Daisy or Red Bank. Back to pass. Harris is looking over the middle. Throws. Caught, I think. Down on the 34-yard line. First down. Completed by Harris. Tommy Harris has showed pretty good mobility and a pretty good accurate arm tonight for Beech.
And Bruce, that's a good route for Beech. They've hit Davenport on that turn in. I don't know how many times, Terry. He's caught several passes.
Harris is 7 of 16. Of his 7 completions, 5 times he's gone to Davenport.
They're on the 34, and Beech is driving after a turnover with a wing right in a slot left. Take it and run a reverse inside trap. Bang. Alls hit him and let him go. And then somebody else hit him. Alls had him right there in the spot. And then Marscadelli finished him off. He got about 2 or 3 out of it down to the 30-yard line.
Couple of substitutions defensively for the Blue Devils. Ian Crockett and Inslee Hagan, now the defensive ends for the Blue Devils as we're inside the 5-minute mark of this game.
Ball is on the 30. He got 4 out of that, down to the 30 from the 34. Harris takes it, sends a man in motion, runs the inside trap. We knock him down hard on about the 29-yard line as we got a few subs that have come in the ball game. That was big Charlie Lambert that hit him on the 29 and knocked him down. It's 3rd and 5 for Beech as clock runs, and it says 4:30, and it couldn't end any sooner.
Bruce, the Beech faithful have pretty much taken off for the house. Very few folks left from the crowd that gathered, and the Lebanon bunch staying pretty faithful to the very end.
Yep, we're now going to be 9-1 unless a miracle occurs in the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Back to pass. Pass out here in the flat. That one is incomplete over on the Beech. Incomplete. Trying to hit his tight end that was flaring out in the flat. His tight end, I'm not sure. Bohannon or somebody. Who is it?
That was Jorgensen, 82, Jorgensen.
4th down and 5. The ball's on the 29. 4:02 to play in this football game. Split into the left.